Fishing is one of those hobbies where you can spend a ton of money or very little. When you're first getting into fishing, it's kind of overwhelming to know what to buy and what not to buy. So I thought I'd go over some things that I've wasted money on and give you suggestions as to what to buy instead. So the first one are these cheap fishing combos. Now you might just think, oh yeah, they're all right, but genuinely you can spend the same money at a local tackle store and they will set you up properly. Now, if you're confused by what to buy, if you're first getting into lure fishing, you're probably looking for a 2 to 4 kilo spin rod. Don't worry about the other specs. Just make sure it says 2 to 4 kilo and that it's a spin rod, and then get yourself a 2500 size reel. Doesn't matter the brand. Get it spooled with 8-pound braid and go pick up some 8-pound leader, and that will get you going for lure fishing. Your tackle store can help you out with that. Go talk to them. They will definitely be able to sort out a cheap combo for you, and it will work tons better than most of the preset combos that you would get at the bigger tackle stores. Next would be big lures. Yes, throwing big glide baits or swim baits for fish can be a ton of fun, but genuinely you're going to catch the same fish on smaller lures along with the smaller brothers and sisters of those target species. The only time I'd recommend throwing big lures is if specifically that's what you want to do on that day. But you will catch the same fish on smaller lures, so I wouldn't be wasting money on $50 glide baits when you can go and get a 3 or 4 inch paddle tail that'll catch the same fish. Number 3 is spinner baits and chatter baits. I thought, based off everything I was reading online, that this is how you catch Australian bass. I was wrong. Plastics are just as effective. Run them on a heavier jig head, get it down near the bottom, roll it back or stroll it back, and it's just as effective, if not more effective, than these spinner baits and chatter baits. Yes, spinner baits and chatter baits can be weedless. You can run them into the weed, but you can do the same with a plastic. Get yourself a 3-inch heavy hitter, put a belly weighted worm hook on it, run it through some weed, and it will catch the same fish, cost you less money, and be far easier to maintain. Number 5 is fancy pants braid. You see people talking about how supple a braid is, its diameter, its PE rating, all this stuff. I've gone through all of the expensive braids, and what I've learned is I just want a reliable braid. I want a braid that's not going to pop when I cast. I want a braid that if it wind knots, I can pull it out easily. I want a braid that is sensitive enough that I can feel what the lure is doing and that I can still catch fish on. So going through all of that, sometimes the older version of something is still best. So Suffolk's 832 braid, it's indestructible, even down to 6 pound. I've caught jacks on that and it's absolutely fine. It does not bird's nest like others. And I've never had it pop on a cast, which is saying something. I've spent more money on expensive braids, had them pop cast after cast, and it's not just a me issue because I've had dozens of people on Instagram message me saying, hey, what braid? I'm having problems with this one. And they're always these ones that are marketed as being great. Run Suffolk's, especially on something like a BFS, and it'll save a whole lot of headaches and drama. Next up is fancy weedless kits. You can see all of these different brands make some sort of weedless weight attachment, whether it's a belly weighted hook, whether it's a type of chin nut, or whether it's a separate weighted head that you tie to and then snap onto a worm hook. All of these do the same sort of thing, and that's add weight to a weedless hook. You can do the same with a sinker. Simply run a loop knot, and just at the part of the loop knot where you're about to run it through the eye of the hook, run it through a sinker first, and it works the exact same. Benefit of this is you can get split shot sinkers and add them after the fact, just crimp them onto line. You can double them up if you need to. You can adjust the weight without having to retie by using split shots. The other advantage is you can tuck these sinkers right up into the head of the lure, which you can't do with these other systems. That then shortens the profile of the lure, gets it more back to looking how the lure maker designed it, and all in all works just as good, if not better, than these expensive systems out there, and is quite easy to do. Number 7 is line spoolers. This is something when I was getting into lure fishing that I thought I would need, but genuinely just get your tackle shop to do it. Some of these line spoolers, if you're not spending a lot of money on them, they're pretty crap. Either the suction cup pops off the bench, the clamping isn't very good. So really get your tackle shop to do it. They'll do a better job. They do tons of these every day. Not only that, it's an excuse to get in there, talk to them about what's being caught and whatnot. Any excuse to get to your tackle shop is a good one. They won't charge you anything. get in there, buy some braid from them and do it. Number 8 is hook removers. Now, I believe these have their place. If you're fishing with kids or something, maybe they're not so great at handling fish that have barbs like flathead. Yes, a hook remover can work in that sense, but I would suggest that you learn about the species of fish, learn where the danger points are, where the spurs are, where they're going to hurt you. The best way to do it is simply with a pair of pliers. When you're lure fishing, throwing hard bodies, you're probably running treble hooks anyway, and those hook removers don't really work for trebles, especially when there's more than one hook point in the fish. So it's better just to have yourself some long nose pliers, learn how to hold the fish in one other hand, and you'll make quick work of getting the hook out of that fish with minimal damage to the fish to get it quickly back in the water. Number 9 is wire clippers. These are the fingernail clipper looking things. I've never had a pair stay sharp. They seem to be a bit of a gimmick. I get the idea you can get it right up snug to a knot and click your line there. I don't think that's really necessary. And cheap few dollar braid scissors work way better, stay sharper. You have a longer edge on it, so if a part of the scissor goes blunt, you can just move on to the next part of the blade and save yourself some headaches and some money. Number 10, especially if you're into kayak fishing, you're going to want to protect your legs from sunburn, and fancy fishing pants probably aren't worth it. There's a $25 pair from Kmart in the activewear section that works just as well. Save yourself some money. No one cares how pretty you look when you're out there in a kayak covered up head to toe, keeping you out of the sun, catching fish. Just get yourself some nice cheap pants. They'll do the job. They'll keep the sun off you, and they dry quickly too. So that's it. 10 things that I wish I didn't spend money on when I got into fishing, and some recommendations for some alternatives that won't frustrate you and won't break the bank. Thanks for watching.